Let me talk to my fellas real quick. Fellas, this one gonna sting a little. Have you ever noticed the more patient you are, the more understanding you are, the more consistent you are, the less she damn respect you? But let dusty ass Pookie ignore her text, cancel plans last minute, pop in and out her life whenever he feel like it. Suddenly, she obsessed. Why? Because some women don't respect kindness. They respect scarcity. See, when you too available, too consistent, too safe, she don't see strength. She sees a weak ass simp. She see comfort. And comfort don't trigger excitement in women who are addicted to chaos. Now don't twist it. This ain't about telling men to be damn toxic. This about understanding psychology. Some women grew up in dysfunction. Arguing feel like passion. Inconsistency feel like butterflies. Emotional roller coasters feel like love. So when you come calm, stable, solid, she bored. She don't know how to process peace. You texting some damn good morning beautiful, she leave you on red. The toxic dude text, wide. She at his house in 20 minutes. And then she'll turn around and say, all men the same. No, you just don't respect the ones that treat you right. And fellas, here's the trap. You start thinking, maybe I need to act different. Maybe I'm too nice. Maybe I need to be colder. Stop. Don't downgrade your character to fit someone's trauma. But also, don't overextend. A lot of men confuse being kind with being submissive. You can be respectful without being a doormat. You can be calm without being passive. You can be available without being desperate. The difference is boundaries. When she pull away, you don't chase. When she tests you, you don't over-explain. When she act inconsistent, you match energy, not emotions. Because here's the truth. A woman will test the strength of a man before she respects the strength of a man. And if you fold every time she create tension, she lose attraction. It ain't logical, it ain't fair, but it's real. Some women only understand value when access is limited. The moment she feel like she can lose you, that's when she start acting right. But by then, you might already be gone. And here's the deeper layer. She don't respect the man who disrespects her. She respects the man who doesn't need her. Big difference. The toxic dude, he not impressed. He not chasing. He not negotiating. He moving like he got options. And women respond to power, not pleading. So fellas, stop trying to prove you're the good guy. Be the grounded guy. Be the disciplined guy. Be the man who can walk away without announcing it. Because the man who can leave at any moment, that's the man she fears losing. And fear of loss creates respect. Tell me I'm lying.
I've sat on this porch for 80 years, watching men try to buy love with the currency of kindness.
I've sat on this porch for 80 years, watching men try to buy love with the currency of kindness, only to find the bank is closed. It's a bitter pill to swallow when you realize that the more patient you are, the more understanding you become, the less she seems to actually see you. You offer her a calm sea and she goes looking for a hurricane. You give her a house built on a rock and she misses the thrill of the shifting sand. Why? Because kindness without the edge of strength looks like an invitation to be ignored. I've watched young men, good men, drain their souls dry trying to be enough for a woman who was raised on the sound of slamming doors. For some, peace feels like boredom and stability feels like a coffin. If she grew up in dysfunction, then an argument feels like passion and inconsistency feels like butterflies. You walk in with "Good morning, beautiful," and you get left on red, while the man who treats her like an afterthought has her at his door in 20 minutes. It isn't logical, it isn't fair, but it is as real as the dirt under my boots. The greatest mistake a man makes is confusing being good with being passive. You start thinking that if you just overextend a little more, if you explain yourself a little better, she'll finally see your value. But all she sees is a doormat. You don't realize that every time you fold when she creates tension, you aren't showing her love, you're showing her that you have no center. A woman will test a man's strength long before she ever respects it. Here is the secret they don't tell you in the movies. The moment you stop needing her to understand you is the moment she starts to fear losing you. Most men are terrified of the silence that follows a no. They're afraid that if they don't chase, the seat will go cold. But silence is the loudest thing a man can say. It's the moment you stop negotiating for respect and start embodying it. There is a dark science to the human heart called intermittent reinforcement. It's the same thing that keeps people pulling the lever on a slot machine. The toxic man, the one who pops in and out of her life, he provides the high of the win after the low of the loss. You, the consistent man, provide a steady stream of wins, and the human brain grows numb to it. You aren't too nice, you're just too predictable for a mind that is addicted to the gamble. I once knew a man who spent 40 years being the good guy, only to realize he had become a ghost in his own marriage. He was so available that he had no value. He was so safe that he had no mystery. A man must move like he has options, even if he has nowhere else to go but a quiet room and a book. It isn't about being unfaithful, it's about having a world that doesn't revolve around her moods. The remedy is simple but agonizing. You must learn to match energy, not emotions. If she pulls away, you don't lean in, you step back. If she is inconsistent, you become scarce. You don't announce it, you don't argue about it, and you certainly don't explain it. You simply exist elsewhere. The man who can walk away without a backward glance is the only man a woman truly fears losing. Kindness is a tool, not a personality. You keep your character, you stay respectful, you stay calm, but you sharpen your boundaries until they can cut. You can be the most understanding man on earth, but the moment the respect stops, the access must end. Scarcity is the only thing that creates value in a world that takes enough for granted. Audit your boundaries today. Where are you over-explaining? Where are you chasing? Where are you accepting maybe when you deserve yes? Stop. Sit in the silence. If she isn't matching your investment, stop depositing your soul into a broken account. Knowledge of your own worth is the only thing that kills the fear of being alone. Reclaim your lead. A man who follows a woman's chaos will eventually drown in it. Lead your own life. Have your own mission. Have a purpose that makes her feel like she is lucky to be along for the ride, rather than feeling like you are lucky she stayed. The moment you get your peace back is the moment the power dynamic shifts. You aren't a fool for being kind. You were just using it in the wrong season. True respect isn't earned by pleading. It's earned by standing still while the world moves. Be the grounded man. Be the man who doesn't need her but chooses her, and the man who can stop choosing her the second the respect vanishes. If you've spent too long being the doormat, type grounded in the comments. Let's start standing up together.